Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Flagg Flanagan. I'm the chairman and CEO of DiscGenics, and I'm very happy to be here today to tell you about another groundbreaking year here at DiscGenics in terms of our success and progress. I want to thank ARM for inviting me to present at this year's meeting on the Mesa, and I'm looking forward to share with you the great progress we've made this past year. DiscGenics is a biopharma company in clinical stage with a mission to improve the lives of those debilitated by degenerative diseases of the spine through innovative regenerative therapies. And we are strongly committed through our values of integrity, innovation, accuracy, and teamwork to bring this groundbreaking technology to the forefront to help literally millions of patients with disc degeneration. If you look at that just in lumbar disc degeneration alone, it really affects 250 million individuals worldwide every year. It's the leading cause of disability. It costs more than $100 billion per year alone in the US. And it's also the primary reason for non-cancer opioid prescriptions in the US alone. This really has created a significant unmet need for early intervention with a curative option, which we believe IDCT has the potential to provide. And I'll tell you a little bit more about the IDCT product shortly. Further, in our peeling back of the onion to try to understand this patient population, and as we peel back this onion, we continue to see how vast this patient population is that we can possibly serve. If you look at regional incidents around the world, and we looked at both North America and the Western Pacific, because that's where we're commencing clinical trials, you can see a vast number of people in North America annually in excess of 16 million, and then in the Western Pacific area, because of that vast patient population, in excess of 65 million. When you look at this this vast patient population, we now estimate the global market opportunity to be greater than $100 billion. It's absolutely significant, and we believe we have a rare opportunity to literally help millions of people. Let me tell you a little bit about our product candidate, IDCT. It stands for Injectable Disc Cell Therapy. This is a cell therapy which is both homologous and allogeneic. It is composed of a biomedically engineered progenitor cell product derived from nucleus pulposus tissue. It is both regenerative and anti-inflammatory in its mechanism of action. It is cryopreserved for off-the-shelf use with the target indication today in our human trials of symptomatic lumbar disc degeneration. To understand further the IDC mode of action, it is both regenerative and anti-inflammatory. We had a paper published in the Spine Journal last year where we talked about the use of mixed leukocyte reactions to show the anti-inflammatory impact of these cells, and also this regenerative capacity, which we show here in a rabbit disc study where we looked at degeneration that we mimicked of human degeneration in the rabbits, and then administered a high dose and low dose of IDCT, where we showed effective restoration of disc height and normalization of tissue architecture that were not seen in the controls. And you can see here the histology on the right-hand side, and then the disc height restoration here on the left-hand side as well. Most importantly, we were asked by the FDA to do a tumorigenicity study in a live animal model. And we used an athymic mouse model where we injected our cells into a subcutaneous pouch. And it was a really amazing study, because not only did we show no safety concerns or any tumor formation at all in these subcutaneous pouches, we did show, which was a seminal landmark study, formation of neodisc tissue at the injection site, in addition to generation of extracellular matrix of the disc, including collagen and proteoglycan. This really was a very seminal study for us, and it really made us understand how we were getting this disc height restoration and tissue normalization in the animals, and further to the safety, we were using all human cells in the animals, and obviously human cells in the athymic mouse subcutaneous pouch. So it's been a fascinating journey in understanding these cells, not only from this seminal study in the athymic mouse model, but also our continuation of being encouraged by the additional internal studies that have further corroborated these findings and really clue us into the potency of these cells, which we hope in the end will provide a curative option for millions of patients with disc degeneration. I wanted to touch base with you on our two-part manufacturing process, because we've learned many things in the last year as we continue to look at the scale up and scale out of this manufacturing process to go to larger bioreactors. As you know, we cryopreserve these cells in an intermediate state once we procure the donor tissue. And this allows us to accumulate that intermediate product so that then we can manufacture in the part 2 process in a just-in-time fashion and build up this intermediate product to basically enable a continuous flow of manufacturing to the part 2 process. We've really done an incredible job this year with our scale-up team around our manufacturing process as we move to progressively higher volumes of bioreactors. And not only are we beginning to really understand how we perfect and understanding our consistency and identity, safety, purity, and potency, but we also are learning, quite frankly, that we are able to consistently make more cells per donor lot than we had previously estimated. Very, very fine result indeed, and again, towards this vision of helping millions of patients. In terms of our clinical evaluation in both the US and Japan, we have finished enrollment in the US at the end of February of this year. We're very excited. Most importantly, we passed all 3 safety reviews, which really states, again, to the very, very good safety profile we've seen in this cell therapy as it has been administered to humans. And now we're in a 2-year follow-up period as we move forward to look at the unblinding initially after 1 year of our clinical data, which we're really excited about. We also have a fast track designation in the US, which I'll talk a little bit more about here shortly. And wanted to bring you up to date on Japan, where we have this PMDA allowed clinical trial notice. It is a similar study to the US, except we use a sham control instead of a placebo control. That enrollment is ongoing. We have had some challenges with COVID-19, but we've done a great deal to mitigate those challenges in Japan to continue that enrollment, and it's going very well, which states a lot about our team in Japan doing an incredible job of making sure that happens. And the bottom space here talks about basically the type patient we're looking for in both these trials in terms of what we're trying to achieve. In terms of fast track, we think we were honored and humbled to get this designation last year, and we really look to the fast track designation for the opportunity for this rolling BLA submission process, more meetings with the FDA, and this whole potential for accelerated approval. We've had this past year ongoing scale-up process comparability studies that have come out extremely well, and we are now submitting for our first Type C meeting with the FDA, which we're extremely excited about. So I wanted to touch base with you to help you understand the progress we've made this year in terms of our growth to support, our vision, and that is imagine all the people we can help. Last year, we had just moved into our new facility where we occupied 6,200 square feet for office and R&D lab space. Today, we're fully at 25,000 square feet, where we are building out our manufacturing, our R&D, and our operations. It's really exciting. In 2019, our adherence to phase 1 CGMP, and today we're scaling up to meet the commercial CGMP manufactured cell requirements. Doses for US and Japan clinical trials last year, we continue to drive towards a target of 1 million doses per year with global cold chain logistics here at our manufacturing facility as we look towards the future of serving our patients. 27 personnel last year, tremendous team. We've added another 11 employees, full-time equivalents, and growing with addition of manufacturing, quality, translation, and an executive addition, which I'll talk about shortly, which I'm really excited about. In terms of supporting that vision with this tremendous growth, we just finished closing a $50 million Series C round of funding. It was led by CIZ Investments of Japan. We are truly excited about this round of funding because it's really an amazing combination of existing investors who contributed and followed on to 50% of this $50 million. And then the other 50% was investment from new, mostly institutional investors from Japan. And so it really lends itself to the incredible support of our existing investor base, and then the new interest of institutional investors in their belief that there are many, many millions of people that we can help. So we're really excited about this. Total investment to date is $71 million in our business. And with the close of the Series C, I'm pleased to announce that we've added 2 new board directors. These 2 board directors are longtime affiliates of DiscGenics. Colin Lee Novick is the co-founder and managing director of CJ Partners, who we've had a relationship with for many years in Japan. And he has really led our Asia Pacific initiative for us. He was selected by Dr. Shirono, the founder of CIZ Investments, the lead Series C investor, to represent his interest on the DiscGenics board. Colin is natively fluent in Japanese. He's also a graduate of Cornell University. Colin is one of the well-known figures in the Asia Pacific cell therapy world, and we're extremely happy not only to have him in partnership with us in his role as a consultant for us, but also as a new board member. Our second addition is Dr. Najib Thomas, who's been a longtime investor in DiscGenics since really 2009. He is an internationally recognized neurosurgeon who practices and leads the Southern Brain and Spine Institute in New Orleans, where he focuses on the treatment of degenerative diseases of the spine. Dr. Thomas was a fellow of Dr. Kevin T. Foley, who is DiscGenics Chief Medical Officer, board member, and major investor. We welcome Dr. Thomas. He has tremendous expertise in terms of reimbursement and clinical expertise in the spine. Really rare opportunity that I'm pleased to announce following the addition of these 2 board of directors is our hiring of our first ever full-time CFO, and the man by the name of Jeff Poole. Jeff is a known veteran of the spine industry with vast experience worldwide, and he comes to us as the former finance vice president of Medtronic Spine and Biologic. He also served as the CFO of the global business unit, where he oversaw more than $2.5 billion of annual revenue. Jeff is fluent in Japanese and spent much of his early career in financial leadership roles of ever-increasing revenue responsibility in several countries in the Asia Pacific with Medtronic before coming to the home office in Memphis, where he has spent the last 4 years. Jeff is a phenomenal human being who has tremendous financial and analytical expertise, which he brings to DiscGenics. He has a strong belief in our technology, So much so that he is a personal investor in DiscGenics in the Series C round. And we really welcome Jeff because we think that he really truly brings a new dimension to our corporate and executive team and to all of us here at DiscGenics. So Jeff, welcome aboard. We're so glad to have you here. Already you've had an impact on our business just in the first 2 weeks that you've been here. Thank you. As we look at our product pipeline, we continue to be heavily focused on our trials in the US and Japan. We know that will validate our platform technology, which we can then use in cervical adjacent level disease and post-discectomy as we move forward. We've also done a lot of work this year around feasibility, especially in the articular cartilage defect area. We are looking at that, and we believe that we can have a dramatic impact on other musculoskeletal areas of the body as we go through the feasibility of that cell technology and those derivatives from our platform technology. We also have done some stuff, again, continuing on annular repair, second generation IDCT, and facet joint. And while we've made progress in all of these things below the IDCT, we continue to really be and maintain white hot focused on executing our human clinical trials. It's really been a tremendous priority of how we move forward. So the trials continue, and our execution continues with tremendous emphasis on those 2 trials. So to conclude, we've made incredible progress and shown tremendous adaptability by all of us here at DiscGenics in spite of the COVID-19 challenges. We truly believe more than ever we have a significant opportunity to help millions of people with disc degeneration through an early intervention with IDCT with a possible curative cell therapy here. Our 2-year follow-up period is underway in the US trial of IDCT, with Japan progressing nicely towards enrollment completion. We've made tremendous strides in our manufacturing scale up, and it's to support the anticipated commercial demand of IDCT. Obviously, closing our $50 million Series C round has been a critical success for us this year, and will help us continue to achieve our vision. We have a talented team with tremendous additions this year of key people to help us, both Laura Denny in the clinical and regulatory, Jeff Poole, and 9 others who have hit the ground and made a contribution immediately to us. I want to conclude this by showing a picture of our team. And I did it in a way which I think a lot of us have gotten used to. And this is through a Zoom meeting, which we had a town hall about a week ago. And this is about 35 of the 38 employees and consultants. And I want to tell you, it's been an amazing journey. And I believe the journey is going to continue to a very, very successful conclusion. These people work very hard and very diligently and very efficiently, whether it's virtually or in person, every single day to achieve the mission and of DiscGenics with the values that we so firmly believe in. And I want to thank each and every one of them, our consultants, the 86 accredited investors, along with the 6 institutional investors who really have given a significant amount of themselves in our commitment to our vision. Imagine all the people we can help. Thank you.